Hello Beatle friends and hello to everybody else watching. Today I'm going to show you copies of the Beatles' second album titled With the Beatles. This was released in the UK on this day back in 1963. I'm going to show you all UK pressings of this album, both stereo and mono. Hope you enjoy this second installment to my UK vinyl collection series where I'm going to show the Beatles' UK vinyl albums, all of their studio albums. Before I begin, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope all of you ate as much as you can for Thanksgiving. Hope all of you didn't eat too much for Thanksgiving, because that would not be a good thing. So anyway, let me begin showing these albums. This album was released 55 years ago today on November 22nd, 1963. Both the stereo and mono were released the same day. And this was a big hit album for the Beatles, a successful follow-up to their debut album, Please Please Me. And I'm going to start off by showing the mono albums first thing, since the Beatles mixed, did the mono mix of this album. They didn't do the stereo. It was an engineer. I'm going to show the mono ones first, since I actually prefer this album in mono. The stereo is great to have. It's just I'm not too into the separation where one channel's the vocal, the other channel's the instrumentation, even though the song Money was actually mixed in 4-track, I believe. It was one of the first multi-tracks. The Beatles songs would be mixed in stereo, 4-track stereo, which is it's actually a great stereo mix. So, all right. Anyway, let me show you the records. For the first record for the stereo and mono, I'm going to show you the earliest variation. This is I'm going to begin with the mono albums, and then I'm going to show you the stereos, like I said. This is the first pressing variation in mono. And this one has the "You Really Gotta Hold on Me" typo right here. Gotta instead of got a hold on me. And this is Ernest Jade A sleeve. This one's in nice condition. Here's the EMI inner sleeve. Here's the record. All these are going to be on the yellow and black Parlophone label. I don't have any other pressings of this on silver or black Parlophone label, just the yellow and black Parlophone labels. Side 2 label. The side 2 label, it does have the "You Really Gotta Hold on Me" misprint, and it has the Joe Beat credit for Money. And that was corrected for the second pressing of this album, in which it was credited to Dominium Belinda Music, or Belinda Dominium. And this one's in great condition. The vinyl looked like it wasn't played much. It has a tax code of MKT on side 1, which is interesting. The tax code was embossed on the label. And this one, this is one I'm very happy to have. I've been after a mono copy of this with the misprints, the Joe Beat credit for Money, and the "You Really Gotta Hold on Me" misprint on the side 2 label, as well as the album jacket. All right, this is the next variation of "Please Please Me." Also Ernest Jade A sleeve, a little darker. This one also has the "You Really Gotta Hold on Me" misprint on the jacket. But oddly enough, the record, it does have the first pressing matrices, which is -1N, which had to be corrected. It had to be mastered. It had to be mastered again, because when fans got this album and and they played it on the cheap turntable, it skipped. It was mastered too loud, so they had to master it again to where it's the sound is lowered a bit. You know, it's not too high. You know, not too much of a hot mix. The other copy I showed you does have the -1 and matrix numbers on both sides. Here's side 2. This one has a "you really got a hold on me" correction there, and the Dominion Belinda credit for money. So this is the second pressing, even though this uses the first pressing stampers. And this one I got for a nice price at a record store. I don't see these often in record stores. I bought a stereo one at a record store. I'll show you that when I get to it. All right. Here's another with the Beatles. Also mono. The jacket's made by Garrett and Lofthouse. Also has the "you really got a hold on me" misprint right here. This one too has the -1 and matrix numbers, but it also has a "you really got a hold on me" correction in the Dominion Belinda credit for money. So this is another second pressing copy, even though the record uses the first pressing matrix numbers. In my inner sleeve in great condition. And I think I have 2 more monos to show you. Here's another variation. Also with the "you really got a hold on me" misprint on the jacket. Garrett and Lofthouse sleeve. EMI inner sleeve. This also uses the same second pressing labels with the corrections on side 2. But this one, the matrix numbers on side 1 is -6N, and side 2 is -5N. Okay, and one more mono to show you. This one is an early 80s print. Here's the last mono copy I'm going to show you for this video. This is a 1981 or 1982 pressing of "With the Beatles" in mono. This has the correction, "you really got a hold on me." And here's the early 80s EMI sleeve. Here's the record. This one uses -8 matrix numbers. Also yellow black parlophone label. But the variation's different from the first pressings. You don't see "recording first published" on the label. You're recording first published 1963, I meant. Alright, quickly put this away. I'm going to show you the stereo albums next. This, like I said, this is the last mono album I'm going to show you. Hope you enjoyed seeing the mono albums. Let's move on to stereo. Here's the earlier stereo variation of the album. This one has the what's interesting, it has the "you really got a hold on me" correction. And this is a Ernest J.A. sleeve. So the jacket's actually a second variation. Here's a record. All the stereo copies are going to have the -2 matrix numbers, which is the first pressing matrix numbers, the tube cut. And side 2 has the "You Really Gotta Hold on Me" misprint and the Joe Beat Credit for Money. So it does have the first pressing label variation. Alright. And this is a nice copy. This is another one I'm happy to have. Right, here's another stereo. The cover's dark a little bit compared to this one. Here's the back of it. Garrett and Lofthouse sleeve has a "You Really Gotta Hold on Me" misprint. The inner sleeve's not in a great condition. I did remember getting this at a record store a couple years ago, I think. Here's a record. This particular one I did play today just to check on it because there are some marks on here. But this plays through without any issues, I'm happy to say. It has the first pressing labels, the "You Really Gotta Hold on Me" misprint and the Joe Beat Credit for Money. Just like the other record I showed you. Alright. Alright, and this next one I did buy at the record store a long time ago. It was a year after I started my vinyl collecting quest. I've started I bought this, I think 2010. It was the second year I've been buying vinyl records. Here's another stereo copy. Has a "You Really Got a Hold on Me" correction, and it's an Ernest J. Day sleeve. Now this one doesn't have the EMI inner sleeve. This one does have the first pressing labels. The 2 misprints on side 2, like I said. Alright, I believe I have 2 more stereo copies to show you. And this next one, the record, I think this next copy is a hybrid as well. Yeah, this one is a hybrid. The jacket's a first pressing variation, while the record is a second pressing variation. Here's another stereo with the Beatles. Pull this record out. Now the jacket's in great condition too, I'm happy to say. EMI inner sleeve. A record. Side 2 label is the correction, the second pressing correction variation. "You Really Got a Hold on Me" and the Dominion Belinda Credit for Money. Alright, and one more stereo pressing to show you. This is final stereo copy I'm going to show you is the last of the yellow and black Parlophone variations in the 60s. This is a 1969 variation of the album. And this one's in a shrink, What's funny is that this does use the first pressing jacket because it has a "You Really Gotta Hold on Me" variation. Here's the record. Well, actually, yeah, no, this is not a first pressing variation of the sleeve because it has a smaller stereo on here. I'll take that back. It has the mid-size stereo right here, which is smaller than this stereo font. And this one's in the shrink, like I said. Has a "You Really Gotta Hold on Me" misprint on the back cover. This is still a later variation. This is the Garrett and Lofthouse sleeve. Alright. I got this, I got the record in this sleeve here. And here's the final yellow and black Parlophone variation, 1969 pressing. Doesn't have the recording first published 1963 on the label, and it doesn't have the Parlophone text around the label. It has the Gramophone Company Limited text there. And this one, this does use the first pressing stampers in stereo. And I don't think I've ever played this after I received it. But it looks real good, I'm happy to say. I don't remember paying too much for this. I remember it was a 2-digit amount. Alright. Alright, that wraps up this second installment of my UK vinyl collection videos, where I show you all of the UK pressings of the Beatles' sophomore album titled "With the Beatles," their second album to be released in the UK. In the US, we got the Beatles' second album. But hope you enjoyed seeing the UK pressings of this wonderful album. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you very much for watching. Talk to you all later.